Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to starting the day the right way for, excuse me, August 13th, 2020. Another week is just flying right by. So let's get right into it. So yesterday, my son had a little play date with a couple of his friends. And, they got into a little bit of a dispute, as, boys do at times. And what ended up happening, they were actually at the park, and one of his friends ended up falling off his bike. And after the dispute had been settled, my son went over immediately to help him, and his friend was like leaning on him as they were walking and limping and whatever. And my son just offered whatever help he could, and it actually surprised his friend, who they were just prior to that in a little bit of a dispute. And he could not wait to come home and tell me at dinner time, because he went with my wife, and my wife met a couple of her friends at the park and whatnot. So he came home and he told me how he handled it and the words he said. And he's like, "Daddy, they were the perfect words." And it was just really exciting to see him excited about being loving and compassionate, and how he handled a tough situation as an 8-year-old. And as parents, we just pour into our kids, and we just tell them, this is how God would handle it. This is how Jesus would handle it. And you just pour in and you pour in and you pour in, and you just never know what it's going to yield. And then when you come home and hear the story like this, it makes your heart just burst out of you. And anyway, that led me to today. Before praying about this, led me to a specific verse in Matthew. Okay, and I got two different versions, and they're both awesome. It comes from Matthew chapter 5, 13 through 16. This is the New Living Translation. This is how it puts it. 13 goes, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Okay? This is how the Message puts it. "Let me tell you why you are here. You are here to be the salt seasoning that brings out the God flavors of this earth. If you lose your saltiness, how will people taste godliness? You've lost your usefulness and will end up in the garbage." Here's another way to put it. You're here to be light, bringing out the God colors in the world. God is not a secret to be kept. We're going public with this, as public as a city on a hill. If I make you light bearers, you don't think I'm going to hide you under a bucket, do you? I'm putting you on the light stand. Now that I put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. Be generous with your lives. By opening up to others, you prompt people to open up with God, this generous Father in heaven. Okay? I mean, I love the way the Message puts that. Okay, you're here to be a light, bringing out the God colors and the God flavors of this world. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now, and it can seem very dark. But us as Christians have the light. We have the answers. We have the solutions to many of these problems. Don't take a sideline seat right now. Now is not the time to be sitting on the bench and observing and seeing how things are, and constantly consuming messages and being afraid to act. This is the time to get in the game, okay? It is late in the game, okay? I'm a big sports guy. It's the fourth quarter of a football game. It's the fourth quarter of a basketball game. It's the third period of a hockey game. It's the 7th, 8th, 9th inning of a baseball game, okay? Now is the time to be engaged with society. Now is the time to talk to people, walk up to people, approach them, talk to them, see what's going on in their lives. You have the living God inside of you that needs to be brought out into people's lives. Please, I implore you, do not hold this. God didn't save you to hold this information and wait for him to return and then you're okay. there are others who need to hear the good news of the gospel. Okay, so again, so much time going to be spent on this. 5-minute devotionals. I really try and stick to that. So hopefully this gets your heart on fire for God and pitter pattering, and then you'll dig in a little bit by yourselves. All right, have an awesome day. God bless. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.